3 days later. All right, guys, welcome back. Good day today. Thank God. Called the biggest winner on my entire watch list, which is very, very extensive. 60% in HNRC was one of my picks last night. That one in CGRA. CGRA is still on the board, ready to go tomorrow, I think on news, coming at bottom. But yeah, 60% winner today, huge. I actually did exit. Looking to buy back in on a morning dump. If I get one, chances are I might not. We'll have to see where it goes, but we'll go over those in a few minutes. First, we're going to start with TPTW. Before I get started on all these, please like, subscribe, and comment. It means a lot to me. The likes have been roaring recently, 86 on the last video. Let's see if we can get one with 100. Once I start doing merch, I'll start doing like, oh, we get 200 likes, I'll send out a free t-shirt, whatever. But TPTW, no touch list. Never buying this ever again in my entire life. I don't care what happens. This is just an absolute dilutive turd piece of shit, stinky pinky, whatever you want to call it. It's just trash. It's a trash heap. I'm not interested. I don't care what happens. I don't care if it runs to $1 million. I don't care if they start building a bridge to Mars. It doesn't. Are you going to work? It doesn't really matter to me because they've just lost all investor confidence. It's just a no-go. So never touching TPTW again. They put out the news at the end of the day. The very next day, they absolutely crush it. And today, they were bid-whacking the shit out of it. And it wasn't profit takers either. That was just some nonsense from the company. No other way around it. Only the truth will be told, and that's that. CGRA, look, so you had this dump off. A lot of times, I'm telling you, I see these dump offs, and then they put out news, and then it runs. This is shaking out retail. Now, the last time that they put out news, clearly this thing is thin and tends to run. But last time they put out news, well, this was on the rumor of news. So I actually bought in here. I sold it up here because it was the day before news, and it turned out correct, very, very correct, because the news just wasn't substantial enough, and also the price had risen up so high that people just took their gains immediately, and the price dropped. Now, it came down to a previous level of support, the second level of support right there. I mean, this was beautiful, which we're currently still at. So I would definitely get in this one if it's not too late and they would release pre-market and it gaps up. But either way, when the news comes up here, it'll tank. When the news comes down here, you have a chance that it'll run as long as you have enough volume to push away the dilution. So we'll have to see. We're going to need volume tomorrow with good news. I want to see something that has to do with revenue projections, pie in the sky bullshit that's going to get it way up. If that's the case, this thing will run. If they do another acquisition, I'm not exactly sure because they tend to dilute into acquisitions. As long as it's not anything heavy and it's a known acquisition, we might be in good shape. We'll have to see how that goes, but I like the chances of a run from bottom, not a run from the top. You have to get really good news to send it when it's already up 150%. HNRC. 60% today. Absolutely gorgeous. You hit this level of resistance right here almost perfectly. Now, I do think that you're going to get a sell-off in the morning. I think that there's a chance that it could keep running, yes, because your technicals are not overbought in any way, shape, or form. But because it was up 60%, I think that there's going to be a dump in the morning, and then the rest of the day it's going to run. I do think that this will continue, but not without a pull down. I might be wishful thinking because I dumped at 18 in the 18s. So, you know, I'm pretty salty that it closed at 20, but now I have cash waiting and ready to get 15 if I can get it. If I don't, to whoever's in it and keeps running, I hope you make as much money as possible, and you just remember to take gains no matter what. Dividend news is coming up, so that thing could really take off. The volume is there already. DVLP, someone just brought this up. That is starting to look good again. This is one to watch, definitely. Closing at 4.3, which is pretty solid. Or, I mean, 3.8, but it got all the way to 4.3, showing signs of life again. This could be, I think this is going to be one of my top picks, just because it didn't work out here. It kind of failed and came back down, but it's just a longer time of consolidation. Now it's showing bullishness. As long as it gets volume, again, as long as it gets volume, you could be in good shape. This could have been the initial pump that's going to get this thing up. Let's see. EATO. And by the way, the green screen is why my face is like completely white, because it looks hilarious. Because my face is painted green, and I forgot I was going to be using a green screen, so it's like basically just washing my face into the background. EATO? No. ETAO? Oh, God. Am I going to forget it? ETAO? ETAO. Yeah, ETAO. This thing looks very, 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 very good. Very, 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 very good. You're probably going to get a 50% return here, folks. 50%, looking like it from here. This is another one of my top picks. Let me do the circles. EATO, DVLP, CGRI, or CGRA, KEGS. I mean, I don't even need to say much about this. Looks beautiful, chart perspective, absolute perfection. It came back down to this, and it held double bottom, going for the W and the big old win, boy. Looking at 3 target. KEGS. Pull back to, okay, this had a lot of volume yesterday. Looks good. Technicals look good. Volume is there. It had a little bit of a die-off in volume today. I'm not exactly sure what came out, but it does look good. It broke this band, pulled back to it. You know, these are very thin stocks, so, I mean, not thin stocks, they're probably very heavy, but what I'm saying is like every tick means a lot. I mean, it could be 50% on one tick. So I don't know exactly, I'd have to see the action during the day to see how this thing looks. But from first glance, your technicals are good, you're starting to heat up, your RSI is moving up. Everything looks good on this, as long as something of substantial nature comes out soon. NHMD. This one looks like it wants to come off bottom, but you kind of want to break this trend line coming down here. You want to get above it. That's why I said 6 is probably your next stop. You're currently at 3, so you're in a good place. If you can get in at 2, it's going to be money. 3 could be very good. I do think that 3 is a possibility. If you get in there to get to 6, that's a double. You break 6, you're going all the way up to probably 10. Looks good from here. Looks good from here. CDTX. This thing has been, I mean, it's up very, very high, but it's given it some time of consolidation near the top to cool off your technicals, which are now turning back up. It looks like it might go on another run. This could be a big runner. I'm not exactly sure what they do, but it looks like a very, very good company. It doesn't look like they're pumping and dumping it, at least yet. Something happened here to knock it down, but it recovered right away, kept going, probably just a tree shake on retail, sent it above them, and now it's looking good. I mean, this thing looks really good. As long as you can keep volume coming in, which seems to be upticking, and you get above these previous highs, you're in good shape for a continued run in this. NVOS. Apparently earnings are going to be coming out. This thing has been dropping pretty significantly, so you're going to want to watch this close for a reversal candle. It's not like it's dropping like a rock. It dropped like a rock from 25 if you bought there. Now it's currently at 11, so you're down 50%. This thing could go back up. I think this is a problem with the overall market right now. That's why this is looking the way it does. I don't think that this would normally come all the way down here. I think it would probably have flagged a little bit higher. You do have a gap at 61 cents, looking like that could make it happen if earnings comes out and it's a beat. Doesn't look bad at all for me if this thing hits earnings. STRC. Looks like it's turning off bottom. Don't mind this at all. Definitely looks good off the bottom. Definitely looks good on the technicals. It seems like a big board stock that's been beaten down at its lows, 52-week low probably, created very recently, but you are getting a reversal candle off the bottom. Now, the upside here is not tremendous. I think that your first stop is going to be about 56 cents. If you can get above that, you can probably get to 70 cents. So, you know, if you get through that line and you get to your top band, push through it a little bit, you could almost get 100% from here, but no, that's more like 50%. So you just got to get a strong run from here. Let me know, the DD, in the comments what might be coming out. Is anything in the pipeline? Next one is going to be JAGX. Another one, no touch list. I'm actually going to cross these out. Never touching this piece of shit. The volume's been huge recently. It did drop news yesterday, and they just diluted the news. Like, it can't close green, dude. This was bullshit. This little green candle wasn't even real. 1, 2, 3, and these are just like pretty much sideways days. So I'm just going to count it from right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 straight red days. I don't think I've ever seen that in my life. And yes, I'm counting these two, like little tick jobs, but that would, like, they still closed red. I'm sorry. The next day they opened lower. Like, I'm sorry. No. That's an insane thing. I can't, the RSI is at 10.6. Usually I'd be buying this without even thinking. Listen, it might not be on my no touch list, because if this does have a green day, it might show signs of strength, but that might not come for another, it's 20 days of slaughter. So just be careful. I tried to play that thing, but I've never seen a falling knife quite like that. It's falling at the speed of light, and your hands are made of, like, you have that disease where your skin just falls off. So like you're just gonna die. MWWC. I told you guys this one was going to pull back, pulled all the way back to 5 today from 9. I said, I posted on the boards last night, I said, you're going to hate me now, but you're going to thank me later, because anybody that actually took my advice and dumped out 9, which it did have a bid for a little bit of time today, you saved yourself a 50% haircut almost within a day. I told you these chip stocks are very, very tricky. You don't want to get in at the top because you can lose very quickly. You're not done the selling yet. It did come back to this previous resistance that it broke a few days before, but I don't think you're done yet. I think that this is going to start to get sold off. Your technicals, like your RSI, is turning down. Your MACD is exhausted. You're getting a lot of selling volume. I don't think it's bottom yet. I'm looking for entry at 3 or 4 all day. PLPL. Stay right here, baby. Stay right here. I need Mas. I need Mas. This one is just another day of consolidation at 5. Love it. Love it. Not getting sold off. 5s that are soaked now will be sold higher leading into the 28th, which is an expected date of a finalization of a merger, which, again, take it for what it's worth. But if you're listening to this right now, sell before that, because look at what happened before. I called this drop. It obviously got delayed. This was the delay. Now it's coming back. They could say it's going to happen again. You might get sucked into what the pumpers tell you. But listen to me when I tell you it's probably going to go to 13 this time, and it get absolutely dumped on. Last time I think it went to 18. 17. This time it gets to 13 to fill this gap to the upside, then gets demolished, folks. Soak up 5s and sell them at 10, boys. THMO, missed it. Bing Bang Booper. Holy machuker. Look, shook out retail, popped them up real high. Went to this previous level of resistance to a T. That's why, you know, a lot of times, like you see this, that's usually your first stop if you break above this line. This thing opened and didn't fill the gap and just went bye-bye birdie. Bye-bye for little Billy Bob Boo-Boo. I'm going to have to wait for that to like trade a few more days to see where if I want to get entry. I'm not just going to buy it on a whim. And whatever the news is, that's great. But I'm not going to be able to gauge the actual movement off that. Now, Mayo, this thing, you know, it's keeping a trend. The trend is your friend. You buy on this line and you'll be fine. I don't know who I am, but I like to rhyme because all the time I'm on my grind in this, and I'm one of a kind. I'm sublime, really. If you look at me, okay, enough. Mayo looks good, though. It's riding this little trendy line. It's coming back and respecting it like an abused child to his father. Haven't said that one in a while, but it's true. This line is respected like a fat woman respects her caretaker who brings her McDonald's every day. This line is respected like a slave to a master that's in the middle of the ocean that has nowhere to swim. Okay, enough of the analogies. I got to come up with a new one. I've been working on it for years. It will come to my brain eventually. Enough bullshit. Don't know what's wrong with me. Probably just excited from the day. I'm the 60% gainer that I called. Subscribe to my page. Who's ever watching? Thank you. Thank you very much. Pull back to this middle line. We've already talked about the respect. This thing, if you buy it here, you're in good shape. I think this has the eyes and the interest to keep going. I think that this will get you, you know, from 70, it could get you a hundo P in the longest, in a longer hold. TRKA. Oh, wow. Absolute slaughter. Called it at 95. Did I ever tell you that? If not, let me remind you. I called it at 95. Did you know that? I called it at 95? No? Oh, well, I did. And anybody that has a brain saw that and just understood it. And they sold. And then it came all the way back to now 20. We're setting our alerts for 15. Why? Because that's the next level of support. Bing, bang, bop. We get in there then. We get it at the bottom. We soak it up. We sell it when it goes up. We get the pop, we drop it like a rock. I don't know who the hell I think I am, but I might be the king of pop. All right. Enough. It's coming back to 15. Buy it then. Don't buy it too high and sell it lower. Buy the bottom and sell the top, folks. Actually, don't even worry about that. Get the space in between. Get the 30%. That's going to be there, and you're going to take it, and you're going to love it, and you're going to enjoy it, and you're not going to complain about it if it goes higher. This is coming back. This is riding a trend line now. It's riding a very long triangle here, penneting like the Cubs. This is going to pop, obviously. Psych. I'm joking. If you break above this, if you get some pressure, yeah, but you're going to need a lot of help. You're going to need a lot of volume. You're going to need the volume to come back in like it was back here. I don't like the CEO. I think he's a scam artist like the rest of them, and of course he is. He sells NFTs, which like it's funny, but I'm just going to go off the chart with this one. I'm not even going to get into the DD because it's pointless. It's bullshit. It's nonsense. It's you know, it's a scam. But either way, you know, that's neither here nor there. You want to hold this trend line. You do not want to break down. You want to break up. GVSI. Now, I told everyone to sell this one at 3. If I'm telling you it's going to drop and I'm beating it into your head, just make sure you listen to me because 10 times out of 10, I will be right when I'm calling a drop. When I'm calling it long, I don't know. We'll have to gauge it from here on out that I'm actually trying for picks. You know, I actually am putting my effort into that now. So we're going to go from here with that. But when it comes to calling drops, I am the king. I'm King Drop. And this one, I'm like the king. I'm King Droplet. That should be my name. But it's not. And this one I called literally at 3 on this day. Tankage, poppage, tank, tinky, tinky, tonk, coming back down. Where's it going to end? Not really sure. Could be in the 8s. That's where Daddy scoops. And that's it. And if it doesn't get there and I miss out on the big old run, then sure. But it's not looking, you know, oh, okay, you bought here and you didn't sell and now it's back here. Oh. That's called a pump and dump. That's called, that's not air shares. That's a pump and dump on something that was supposed to happen that hasn't happened yet, that could happen in the future. But we don't trade based on assumptions, now do we, folks? EPAZ, nice day today, nice day today. Flagging like you read about, little flag here, just like they had here. Is it going to need some more consolidation? Maybe. I think that it does get a third pop, which you considered like this one here, it kind of already did, but that's okay. Popped up, popped up. Is it going to go again? I'm not sure how close we are to that, but we are going to flag. It could just go absolutely extremo. I've seen that happen before, but I think you need some consolidation to get this these technicals cooled off. Otherwise, if you do, it's a very thin stock. Anything's possible. News drops, then it goes bing, bing. I think it's expected on Monday. So watch to see the action on that day. If there's heavy volume called dilute loot, then you get out and you go scoot scoot. But if it doesn't dilutey, then you stay in for the boot. Okay, enough. Enough. I've lost my mind. I've lost my mind. DBMM, pop off bottom, nice little 30% clip, nice, nice, nice. This thing tends to pop when it drops. Look, drop, pop, drop, pop, drop, pop, drop, pop. But you know, you're looking at your max gain of 11 cent or 0.011, which is great. I think it can get back there, yes. I think that a 5 or wherever it was, I think that low sixes was a great buy-in, whoever bought there, very, very good. You're oversold on everything else. It looks like you're going back to 0.011, alert, going back to 0.011. You could still get in for a trade at 7.7. I would sell at 1. Just get your 20% and go bye-bye. AMC. Oh, wow. Small caps getting annihilated. Oh, what did I say? Oh, it's coming down to fill this gap? Oh, yeah, and it hasn't filled it yet. One more red day tomorrow. I think you get a sell-off in the morning. Keep this on your watch list. I'm even going to circle it as one of my top picks. AMC, $4 gap fill. Write that down. Take it to the bank. Tell your friends. Tell your children. Tell your unborn sons. Tell the people that have died. Go to their graves and leave them a note. $4 in AMC is an absolute buy on the gap fill. Bing bang. So as of now, okay, we'll go over that at the end, okay? All right, sounds good? Okay, ooh-hoo, ah-hee, ah-ha-ha-ha, ooh-hoo. Sorry. Hey, you want to work or not? Because it would be sick if you did. MULN, another one that I'll never touch ever again, and I'll never say to anyone to buy. It's just a piece of trash. I know that they're a dilutive scumbag company. I know that very well. But I just didn't think that it would get sent to hell like this. Are they up in after hours? Did they close up for the day? Yes, they did. That's very nice. Maybe I take that off my never touch again list, literally within 15 minutes of saying it. Not even 15 seconds. Your RSI is way oversold. People, I think the news did come out that they have federal contracts. Nonsense. Just another thing to dilute off of. But the fact that it's down so low, it's oversold to the core. I think that this might reverse here. If you're getting in at this current price, you're in good shape. Okay. INQD. Looks like a good one to reverse off bottom here. Pumper and dumper, like you read about, but it's looking like it wants to reverse. Not the most volume I've ever seen in my entire life, but it's still there. A little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. So don't go heavy in this position. You might not have the liquidity to exit. This would be like a $2,000 max buy, but you do have oversold technicals. You do have interest at this bottom. It does look like it wants to reverse. You're looking at a top side of 7.3. It's currently at 5.9. That's a nice 30 to 40% gain. You take it when you got it, and then you go bye-bye, and you wave bye-bye, and you say, good night, young sir. Good night, madame. Good night, young people of the land. Cuckoo land. Usually when I get excited, I tend to talk in the weirdest sentences of all time, but you're going to have to deal with that. And some may like it for the other ones that are autistic out there. UNQL oversold. Yes. Not interested though. I know this is a shipping company. I know a lot about UNQL. Listen, if you're going to buy it and you're interested in it, one might be the place to buy. If you can get in at one, it is oversold. It just, you know, uh, uh, I just don't love this company just because they dilute everyone to dirt. I remember I first bought this back when it was like 30 cents and it got dumped on my dome piece. And now it's all the way back at a penny via dilution. If they stop and they've diluted enough to raise the money to expand their fleet or whatever the hell they're doing, or if they have enough prostitutes at this point, then it might run from here. If you're going to buy it, not a bad place to buy. Thank you for the subscriber who put that on my watch list. FOT, or back on my watch list. FOT. PHOT. Okay. Very low volume that pushed it this high, though. In fact, minimal. You got to watch out for charts like this, and you got to pay attention to the volume, because even if you have a big bar like this, it might just look like that. You got to actually look at the number. This one had 71,000 shares traded today, which is like $2,500. It's a very thin stock, though. If this thing wants to go, it's going to go. No, did I say that I wanted to do all that? Technology, keep up. You're better than this. But still, put it on your watch list. You never know. It's just probably super thin and like one buy sent at 40%. AHRO. This one wants to reverse off bottom, looks like. Now, you did have 10 million volume at 9, which is literally like $9,000. Not a lot. But if you do get the interest, this is a very thin stock. And you get a 40 million share day, and you get a little pop. And you might create a W right here. Look, W, okay? Now, you might get the W, okay? I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm not saying that your technicals are overbought, because they're not. They're oversold, which looks great to me. I think this one might be a good safe buy down here, but remember, low liquidity means low amount of shares. Don't kill yourself with size. Get in, get out, and say sayonara. Nice to know you, senorita. My little senorita, mi cielo, mi corazon, mi verga chúpame. For those of you that speak Spanish, close your ears. CEOs pop off bottom, looks very good, oversold, tending to reverse. Look for a pullback to buy in. Never chase the beginning price right at the open. Don't get FOMO. Watch the price trade. Don't buy into a hype in the morning. Only buy a dip. If you're buying in the morning, buy the dip. If you're buying in the afternoon, buy the dip at 12:30. If you're buying in the middle of the afternoon, buy at the lunchtime dip. Okay, know your times of entry. And you hit it and you got it, and you're going to get in probably around 4, okay? And if you do, you're looking at 6, okay? And that's a 50% ROI, okay? And if you get that in any type of job outside the market in one day, then you're going to let me know, okay? And then I'm going to probably join that profession, and I'm probably going to work it until my hands are turned to bone, okay? And then I'm going to probably give my wife that I'm not married to yet alimony for the rest of my life until I die, okay? EMAN. Looks good, breaking out, bing bong, big volume, technicals getting hot over this resistance, had a lot of, okay, looking good, breakout watch, EMAN, breakout watch, EMAN. I want to call that one of my top picks. But there's been so many false breakouts. I do like, frigate. EMAN circled, love it. In other words, you're guaranteed to lose money in it immediately. No, I'm kidding. Again, 60% today, folks, 60%. LYLT. How's this puppy look? Huh? 59%? Ooh. Oh, mama. Ooh, mommy. Oh, ho, ho. He, ha, he. It wanted to fill this gap. It hasn't yet. It's currently at 27. Ooh, I like it. I like this one. God. Watch for pullback. Buy on the pullback in the morn, but I'm circling this one as well, okay? I like this one a lot. Looks bing bongish. Looks bang-a-dees. When I was at camp, when I was like 7, this older chick that was like 15 was from Philly and like was this Puerto Rican chick. And she used to be like, yo, you bang-a-dees, saying like I looked good or whatever. And I was like 6 and my dick like couldn't even get hard back then. So I was just like, I mean, I was still interested. I was like, damn, this girl like thinks I'm hot, and she's like 15, but she was just probably a child molester. And she used to say, yo, you bang-a-dees. I'll never forget that, ever. It's one of my first memories on earth. It was like my first compliment, my last compliment when I was 6. I basically peaked before I could even get a boner, but that's neither here nor there. FORZ, ugh. Not the greatest day, okay? Not the greatest day, okay? But this gives you the opportunity to get in, okay? Now, I don't know if anything came out. I don't know if this was a paint down at close because it lost support at 4, and then it just had a bid and an ask, a huge bid at 3, and a smaller ask at 4, which would still tend to be bullish. Or I don't know if this was mega dump fest. It really wasn't, considering your volume was, well, 114 million. Not really. Only about 20 grand. Someone exited. They flushed it down to 2. If you're going to get in and this is going to continue, I don't know exactly if it is or not. I got to look more into the DD of this. If you're in this, please leave it in the comments what the deal is. But, you know, not really sure. KEGS, this is an example of a dilution machine gone wrong. This is an example of a dilution machine at the printing press going print, money printer, go brr. But this thing is dropping like a rock. This is a one of the just like B Now or BRBL or BRBW. All these different companies are breweries, and they all dilute everybody's bones to dust, and they don't care about anyone, and they just want to get their product out there. It's very hard to get any type of beverage into the market and be successful. Your marketing money has to be through the roof, so that's why all these companies just dilute, and they take you to the woodshed, and they bend you over, and even if you're not gay, they take advantage of you and through your backside, and they do things that make you bleed in places that you never thought possible. Now that is, it is a kid's show, and I apologize for what I just said. If you want to unsubscribe now, you may. I would not be, actually, please don't. I need to keep as many as possible. I want to get to 1 million, and you're going to be a part of that, okay? And I promise I'll never say anything like that again, okay? And SEII oversold now. What are they doing here? They're diluting on nothing. You're getting tanked to the oblivion, but it's such a thin stock that at trip 9, this thing looks sexual right now, okay? You get anywhere in trips here, I'm going to have to look up, actually, let's do it right now, okay? A little live action, okay? Okay. That's fine. As you can see, my brain is in shambles. It's shambalistic. I'm not exactly sure how to speak. But luckily, we're almost done, and then I can go to the doctor and ask him what's wrong with my brain. SEII. I just got to see this market cap. That's market cap for people. Oh, 619,000. So, you know, how many shares? Not available. Yeah, I mean, the float, see, the float was up there. This is good practice for some of you people that don't know what we're looking at. This is the date that the float was last updated, which was 6/12/22. Okay, that was way too long ago. It's not 32 million anymore. They've definitely diluted. Holy frig monkey. Okay, holy frig monkey maglook. 7,450,000 shares is the AS, and their outstanding shares is 500 million. That means that they can basically dilute 7 billion shares. Absolutely unreal. This is why you do look into these things, because you go to it. I was thinking that this was going to be a good place to buy. Not so sure anymore. Not saying that it can't move from here. Not saying that your float isn't like, you know, your float's probably 200 million. Okay. I guess you could just do the math. No, because it wouldn't be, it's not listed. So the market cap actually might even be more. I don't know. But either way, there's not enough information. They're gagging the TA to tell what the true float is, which is very, very common. They're definitely diluting. But keep it on your watch list. You never know. If it gets down to 0.0005, I'll buy, okay? No. Like, did I ask for that? No. I look like I'm in KISS. This is what I asked for. Dumb techno, dumb technology. ONCS. I'm not sure if this video is going to get a lot of subs because I might sound retarded, but that's fine. ONCS, this is what I'm scared of, and this is why I'm scared of EMAN, okay? Is because the false breakout that gets a dump dandy, and then it's coming all the way back to 178. You could have bought that high, okay, at 3, and you could have get toasty. But we're looking at 181 re-entry, okay? Ooh, sheesh. That's where we buy back. You don't want to lose that support at 180 because if you come back, you're going back to 111, and that's when it gets scary time. So you set your alerts at 181. You set your alerts at the gap fill at 111, okay? And that's where you go for your targets, and we'll go from there. So those are the stocks. My top list are going to be CGRA for tomorrow. Watch for news. Make sure that the news is legit before you hit the ask. I think we'll get it pre-market and gap up the little gap down. DVLP, loving the heat, looking hot, looking like it's going to go pop for the bingos. If it does, then it has to break out of that previous resistance, which was like 4.3, basically where it touched today. If it breaks and closes above 4, you're in good shape. EATO. EATO, loving the bottom scoop off the W formation, double bottom, go bing bong for Billy. I think this gets sent an easy 50%. AMC, $4 gap fill all day, all night, all morning, all in between times, even during sex. You think about it and you buy it when it gets there, and then you climax. EMAN. EMAN is watch for false breakout. Be careful. Watch for false breakout. Alert. Watch for false breakout. Please listen when I speak it. But if it does go pop for Paul, you're going to get a push and a continuation to the skyline. LYLT. Turning off bottom, gap fill above you at around 4.7. You buy here, you sell there, you go bye, and then that's fun time. I lost every aspect of life incorporated with my brain. I have no more time to talk. I must go get it fixed. I must do something about my brain. Oh no, I am dying.